Welcome to Venture TV. I'm here with Robbie Antonio from Revolution Precrafted, and actually we have the first unicorn from the Philippines on Venture TV. It's pretty spectacular, and you are running a company that's about houses, that's about prefabricated houses, and that's a pretty interesting and huge market. For those of you who do not know about Revolution Precrafted, give us a little overview of the company. What is it all about?
So Revolution Precrafted is the only branded housing company in the world. We create structures through that are modular and prefab in nature, and we sell all around the world. We're in 11 countries right now. That was prior to my European roadshow. I just came from Portugal and Spain, and now Germany, and doing three or so more countries in Europe. And we hope to expand this beyond our inventory line. So we have a total of $7.2 billion of project revenues that are booked, that we're going to go across all the way from Myanmar to the Philippines to the UAE to Japan, Puerto Rico, Caribbean, and so forth. We believe in, I've been in real estate for a very long time, and I wanted to disrupt a space that I was old, I thought, that was very capital intensive, and I wanted to do something that was asset light and global in nature, and truly use technology to create the product and to sell online and to gather inquiries online.
So you had a lot of experience, but you've built bigger projects before, right? So you worked together with big names like Armani, Trump, and you've built hotels and big resorts, and now you are going more into the little houses for families, houses for single individuals.
We do volume-based demand, right? So we're very more really a B2B model. So we partner with developers and landowners who now sell to end users. So it's a B2B2C model.
And actually, you were forced to take money. So you didn't really need money, and then 500 startups came and said, well...
That was the Series A. We were...
It was hard to give you money because you didn't need any. And they were like, hey, come on, we have to invest. And you said, you were like, okay.
Is that what they said? Look, I mean, they did fight to get into the round, yes. And shortly after that, we did Series B. We're good for now, and we'll probably do our Series C sometime next year. When I want to show the world hundreds of homes, thousands of homes built, installed perfectly around different parts of the globe. And that's really the goal, to be the biggest home supplier in the world. We also have other products like pop-up retail, modular offices, pavilions, world's first prefab museums. We've done it by 4 Pritzker Preis architectural firms, and later on we're going to go verticals in condominiums and hotels.
So it's all about connecting prefabrication with the top-notch designers and architects.
We have 79 of the world's best architects, designers, celebrities, supermodels, musicians, and brands under global exclusivity. We start from $10,000 to a couple of $100,000. The point was prêt-à-porter, not haute couture. It's really design democratization to the mass.
Okay.
We believe that design is not for the wealthy only, and it's for everyone. And so to truly create volume, we had to achieve economies of scale through prefab, and to also engender and espouse really efficient, functional, and affordable, accessible price, right? So the value proposition, speed. We produce these in 60 days versus 2 years.
Okay, yeah.
Already there, you saved a lot of time and money. 2, accessible price point. Again, as I said, we're averaging shortly a little bit above $50,000. We got it down. It started at like 120. Okay. So I had to get it down because I'm developing a lot in Southeast Asia, and that's a very, very price-sensitive market. 3rd, we're global. 4th, we use technology, obviously, right? And I think that covers all of our value proposition. And obviously, the quality is very good because we actually moderate this across and we actually streamline it. through a production plant.
So coming to the aspect of production, where do you produce all the parts that
So
later
it really
come out?
depends where the order's coming from. So if you're from Myanmar, we're going to ship it out from our Malaysian factory or Southeast Asian factory. If it's Middle East, it's from our Middle East factory, and so forth. Africa, we have a plant in Ghana that we're partners with. So it's a network of fabricators, network of developers, network of brands. And here's the Venn diagram, and Revolution's in the middle, really trying to disperse great design at accessible price points.
So when I want to order a house, is that possible? We are in Germany right now at NOAH conference in Berlin. You're not really selling to Germany right now, true?
First, we don't so much do B2C if it's very, very complicated for us, because if it's to get the prices down, we have to do volume.
Okay.
And not just that, the first thing. Second thing is logistically, it'll be a nightmare if I had to serve 5,000 people in different locations in Berlin.
True.
If
Yeah,
it's
that takes a lot of
5,000
time.
it's a lot of time, and logistically, our tech team, we have a network of engineers, designers, and all that. We need to investigate every plot we deliver to, the terrain, the slope, so on and so forth. We actually investigate all of this, and so it makes more sense in the B2B because it's a volume based on the developer's demand.
Yeah.
So we investigate at once and we make it happen.
Yeah. So the little details, you leave them to the developers, and you focus on turning the big wheels. Coming to
No, we do everything actually. We install as well. So we do foundations up.
Okay.
So sometimes we would have to work with the local general contractor to do the foundation, but in general, we would essentially, it's a plug and play. We want to. It's just literally like a car. You order technically, and you need the entire thing, right? So we want to make it as simplified as humanly possible for the end user and for the developer.
So coming to numbers, because numbers always speak
more than any words.
Yes, more than
Numbers
any words.
More than words.
Yes.
What's the question?
How many houses are ordered, or how many houses are you planning to build next year or something?
So
Tell me.
From the 11 countries, we're projecting north of 35,000 homes that are booked, and we need to deliver, and that's a massive ordeal. And the goal is to be in 20 to 25 countries this year, 50 to 55 the year after, and 2020, 85 countries.
And then you are running into the Tesla problem. Demand is higher than the number of houses you can actually build. No, because that's like you need huge factories to build all these houses. How are you planning to cover all that?
We like to always say, we're Lego. We're like Lego, or the IKEA of homes, or the Tesla in foundations, right? The point is, the home is the biggest purchase of human being. Right. It's the most expensive purchase. And it's also the most important, right? Sometimes you can buy a car, replace it, second, two, or third, but it's a house that actually takes time for an end user to buy and all that. It's also a need, not a want. And often I look at countries where people come to me and say, can Revolution do socialized housing, affordable? I'll give you a case in point. In Indonesia, there's a backlog of 11 million homes. Yeah. Philippines, 5.7 million. Okay. India, Pakistan, hundreds of thousands, so millions, right?
So 35,000 are not that many.
Even if you amalgamate all the top developers and say, do this, they will only probably do 10% of what is needed. Okay. So we're actually trying to create our own legacy by inculcating what is really needed by society. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'd like to think that we're actually really contributing.
So what's the plan for the future? You said you want to become the biggest housing provider in the world.
Yes.
What's on the roadmap for the next years? How do you want to achieve that?
It's a very fragmented industry. In America, American home builders are catering to only Americans, and so forth. There aren't very truly global home builders. So if we reach that point wherein we're 50, 80 countries and doing this from multiple offices around the world, so one per region, then we've taken across probably the most complex problem a business could have. Getting it from point A to point Z in 60 to 90 days.
And that works. So you use like the giant container ships, and then you basically ship the houses.
We do it through shipping containers.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can talk about the technology further. I mean, depends on what the order is. Steel structures, wood frames, so on and so forth. Sometimes, if it's within the country, it's precast concrete, but it's hard to ship out concrete. So it all depends where the order is coming from and where the developer needs our expertise and our technology.
All right. So in Germany, prefabricated houses are around for I don't know how long. So it's very popular.
We did not invent prefab. We just made it sexy.
Yes. Okay. So that is, and I was. The next question would be like, what do you want to revolutionize about it all? Is it the design aspect, or is it more in the manufacturing aspects? Do you
Two things. The design aspect. So the preconceived notion of prefab is they're mediocre-looking homes, right, and structures. So we're trying to glamorize it a little bit, right? First. Second, we're using our technology to create game-changing initiatives. Imagine trying to create more functional homes for socialized housing and affordable homes at the same price point.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in our market would not have ever assumed that they could ever own a Pritzker Prize home for $100,000+. Did you ever think of that?
Never. And I was surfing the website yesterday, and I said, okay, now I could imagine living in that house. So it's pretty cool. But you need the architects, and they are usually focused on building like a single project that is amazingly looking. And what do they tell you when you come to them and tell them, hey, let's build 1,000 of this model? Are they like, no, I'm not.
I think that's the reason why they were challenged, because they're used to delivering mega mansions for for oligarchs and so on and so forth, and to try to get the complete antithesis and to try to create a solution for as many people as possible is actually an interesting challenge,
right,
for us and for them.
And I mean there are some big clothing chains like H&M or Zara, and they are having these collaborations with famous designers. So it works. It's nothing that has never been there before, and they also say yes.
So I've done 103 of these real estate brands, more than any developer in the world, right? So towers, homes, pavilions, museums. Been doing this quite a lot, and really wanted to use that passion, the experience, the connections with all of these people. To provide a solution for the mass.
Yeah. Are the houses limited to, for example, 50 houses per designer or something? Or did you
some of them are limited edition versions, but most often they're really for mass production.
Are you also planning just normal houses? Is that also in your portfolio? Just like no architect behind it, but just
we have our what would be called a category called Revolution Basics, which is essentially our own team trying to do non outside branded, because as you probably have expected, Revolution became a brand on its own, so we're doing already our own designs.
Good. Pretty interesting. The last question focuses on you as a person, and you said a pretty cool thing, which is passion is not enough. It's about obsession. So what makes you so obsessed? You come from a family, and you've a lot of experience with building houses, building properties. Your family is rich. You could stop working right now. Oh, well, you could have stopped working like 20 years ago, probably.
I mean, I'm obviously very, it's changing lives. And changing the way people think is always gets me up in the morning and really try to fulfill things that were never ever done before. So if I love to be first mover. I love to maintain a dominant player in a specific niche or an industry, and that's sort of what motivates me. And really trying to do something that is, I think, is game changing and pioneering is something that is enthralling to me and our organization at large.
Very cool to hear about all that stuff. I'm really curious how big Revolution will be in I don't know, 5 years, a lot will happen in the next 5 years. And keep an eye on that company, keep an eye on that guy. A lot will happen in the next years, I'm quite sure. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you very much. Okay, take care.
Bye, guys.